So, it's that time of the year again when people are joyful as they make their last-minute preparations for the Christmas holidays. A lot of Christian homes have set up their Christmas trees, which for many is the symbol of Christmas. You even have famous tree lighting ceremonies in many parts of the world, as witnessed in Trafalgar Square, London, Rockefeller Center, New York, and the Zenith Bank tree lighting in Lagos, to name a few. As far as most people are concerned, if you don't set up a Christmas tree in your house or home, the spirit of Christmas is somehow missing. What most people don't know is that it used to be a penal offence in the 1600s in some parts of America to celebrate Christmas with anything other than a solemn church service. You see, they didn't want people to lose the true essence of what Christmas was about. They certainly didn't want trees or decorations to symbolize Christmas or be part of the Christmas celebrations. Why? Long before the advent of Christianity, plants and trees that remain green all year had a special meaning for people in the winter. Just as people today decorate their homes during the festive season with pine, spruce, and fir trees, ancient people hung evergreen boughs over their doors and windows. In many countries, it was believed that evergreens will keep away witches, ghosts, evil spirits, and illness. In the Northern Hemisphere, the shortest day and longest night of the year falls on December 21st or 22nd and is called the winter solstice. Many ancient people believed that the sun was a god and that winter came every year because the sun god had become sick and weak. They celebrated the solstice because it meant that at last the sun god would begin to get well. Evergreen boughs reminded them of all the green plants that would grow again when the sun god was strong and summer would return. On the other hand, the ancient Egyptians worshipped a god called Ra, who had the head of a hawk and wore the sun as a blazing disc in his crown. At the solstice, when Ra began to recover from his illness, the Egyptians filled their homes with green palm rushes, which symbolized for them the triumph of life over death. For the early Romans, they marked the solstice with a feast called Saturnalia in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture. The Romans knew that the solstice meant that soon farms and orchards will be green and fruitful. To mark the occasion, they decorated their homes and temples with evergreen boughs. As for those in Northern Europe, the mysterious Druids, the priests of the ancient Celts, also decorated their temples with evergreen boughs as a symbol of everlasting life. The fierce Vikings in Scandinavia taught that evergreens were the special plants of the sun god Balder. Germany is credited with starting the Christmas tree tradition as we now know it in the 16th century, when devout Christians brought decorated trees into their homes. Some built Christmas pyramids of wood and decorated them with evergreens and candles if wood was scarce. What did this tree symbolize for these German Christians? Please, remember, for the pagans who had this tradition, I told you what it symbolized for them. But for the Christians in Germany who started this Christmas tree tradition, it symbolized nothing. They just copied a pagan tradition. And here we are, in the year 2022, still copying a pagan tradition as the symbol of Christmas. Oh, let's not forget the shopping, drinking, and partying. And for some homes, the sharing of gifts around the Christmas tree. This, in a nutshell, is what symbolizes the Christmas season. Where then does the birth of Christ come into play? If we are to believe that He is the reason for the season, why then is He absent in our season? What connects his birth with Christmas trees, lights, decorations, drinking, and non-stop partying? Absolutely nothing. No connection whatsoever. It's just another lie of the devil, spread from generation to generation, so that we forget why Christ was born. Christ was born so that mankind will have a second chance. For mankind to have a second chance, he had to be a living sacrifice to replace the sacrifice of bulls and sheep. This meant that he had to die so that you and I could have a second chance. So what then should symbolize the birth of Christ? Celebration, some will say, right? Great. What kind of celebration? Because we know there are different types of celebrations. This is and has always been the problem with celebrating the birth of Christ. We just don't know how to celebrate him or his birthday. So we party the way the world does and adopt pagan rituals. There's only one thing that symbolizes the birth of Christ, and it sure isn't Christmas trees, fancy lights, decorations, or partying through the night. It is simply love. Love of God, love of mankind, love of self. This is what his birth, death, and resurrection symbolize. Love is the season. Love is the reason. Love is the reason for the season. Love is what our world so desperately needs right now as we watch senseless wars in Ukraine, Nigeria, and other places. Love is absent, hence over 120 million Nigerians are living in poverty. Love is needed to heal the wounds of hatred, mistrust, greed, and evil in our nation. Love is needed to heal broken homes, comfort those in pain, and feed the hungry. If you desire a tree in your living room, plant the tree of love. If you want decorations in your home, decorate your home with love. If you want to party, sing a song of praise and thanksgiving and dance, because Christ was born so that you may live. God bless you all. Have a blessed and Merry Christmas, and see you next week.